The key elements of a strong parenting plan is collaboration with the other parent. There needs to be open and honest communication. There needs to be transparency. And a lot of times, as long as you have a shared calendar and you can put the children's activities on the calendar so everybody has notice of them, that usually goes a long way. I also believe that with parenting, you shouldn't be counting minutes, you shouldn't be counting days. If one party has a special family event and they need to switch off parenting time, I always tell my clients, if you can accommodate, then do it. Good behavior and parents getting along will go a long way towards a parenting plan. If things aren't going well, everything could be going great, and one little thing happens and then the whole house of cards falls. So it's really important. It takes effort to co-parent. It takes effort to come up with a joint parenting plan. But just keep in mind, you're doing this for the benefit of your children, and you always want to put the children's interests ahead of potentially your dislike of the other parent. In any type of parenting plan, it's very stereotypical and standard that you alternate holidays and vacation periods. One party has certain vacation and holidays during even years. One party has them during odd years. That doesn't mean that you can't cut your own plan. I like to joke that the parenting police are not driving up and down the road, making sure that you comply with the plan that's in the agreement, okay? For instance, some families might have a very big Christmas Eve and other families might have a very big Christmas Day. There's nothing wrong with saying you get every Christmas Eve and you get every Christmas Day. It's ultimately what the two of you can agree upon, but the default is that you'll be sharing equally vacation and holidays. If you're going through a divorce and there are issues in terms of parenting, you should always try to work it out with the other parent, number one. Number two, you can get in touch with your lawyer and they can get in touch with your spouse's lawyer to try and come to some accommodation. In addition, in New York, we have what are called attorneys for the children that represents the children's interests. They would be involved as well. And as a last resort, if there's a problem with a parenting plan as you're going through your divorce, then you always have the right to file a motion with the court. A lot of times we want to try and settle out custody and parenting time, even if it's prior to the overall case being resolved. So at least you can take that major issue off the table and there can be some structure in place for the children and for yourselves. As it relates to a type of parenting plans should be detailed and they should be flexible, okay? If you can always accommodate the other parent, you want to do that. That's being flexible, okay? In terms of a detailed parenting plan, you want to have as many details in that agreement as possible so that there are no questions as to what happens. The more structured a plan is, the more likely it is that there will be minimal disruptions and disagreements as it relates to a parenting plan. When clients come to me and they said, we'll just figure it out, I said, well, I get paid to think of worst case scenarios and I've seen basically everything. And everything can be fine, and then one little thing happens, and then all of a sudden you're defaulting back to the agreement. So that agreement has to be detailed, has to think about and take into account any and all issues that we can think of at the time, while at the same time, if you don't go by the agreement, you should be flexible. But if you can't be flexible with the other parent, then you're always going to default back to the signed agreement or court order. If you have any questions regarding how to create a parenting plan, please call the law office of Jerome Scharoff.